Berlin Pride is more than just a parade. It's wild nights, dark corners, loud music and spaces where you can really be yourself. In this video, we will show you some of the most legendary kinky parties happening during Pride weekend. From KitKat to Berghain to Lab. We will tell you what to expect, how to get in and what to wear if it is your first time checking out Berlin's kinkier side. Whether you are just curious or already deep in the scene, this is your guide to the weekend where just about anything can happen. Hey guys, and welcome back on my channel insideRob. So many guys of you wanted to know what are the sex positive kinky parties in Berlin during Berlin Pride 2025. And I'm here with Jeff, and Jeff is here because he's an expert in a very specific field.
I'm a social scientist and sex educator who gives tours about kinky Berlin. So I can answer all your questions about the kinky and sex-positive parties and nightclubs and spaces in Berlin.
Today the video is releasing, it's Friday, and I hope many guys will see this video and they want to know where they can go on Friday, for example.
Well, Fridays, for example, at KitKat you will have the Piepshow. Fridays at KitKat already tend to be a little bit more queer, but KitKat, for those who don't know, one of the most famous clubs, not only in Berlin but in the world actually, very famous kinky positive club in Berlin, and they start their Pride celebrations on Friday with the very famous Piepshow party.
Can I go there in this dress?
No, for the KitKat club you actually do need to have a kinky outfit. That's very important. They have a very broad definition of that, like you don't have to be in classic black leather or rubber or latex. They actually love color. They stated already several times that they also love to see people being colorful, being imaginative. So just try to, like, the rule of thumb is if you feel that people would stare at you, if you would wear this on the streets of Berlin, that might be the right outfit for KitKat. But then don't be worried if people don't stare at you in Berlin, because they're just used to it in Berlin.
When I'm a visitor in Berlin, for example, and I stay in a hotel or an Airbnb, do I have to wear the stuff before, or can I change in the club?
You can change in the club, yes. You can. The bouncers will ask your outfits when you get there. You can either wear it already beforehand, or you can take it out of your bag or whatever, and then show and say, this is what I'm going to wear, and then you can change also inside the club.
What do you think? Do people have to wait a long time in the line?
No, KitKat actually, I mean, it can be different now for Pride weekend, one never really knows, but generally KitKat has very short queues now. They open already much earlier, very often in the evening, and try to avoid too long queues actually. But still, for Pride weekend, it could be different. So if you want to be sure, maybe show up in time, yeah.
And door policy. Can it happen that even if I wear something kinky like my Amazon harness with very short shorts, that I get rejected, or?
No, I mean, yes, the most important thing is indeed really the outfit for the door policy. Let's say it could be difficult if you're just showing up in sportswear and a harness. I think you should try to go a little bit beyond that. Again, it doesn't have to be a full rubber or latex outfit or whatever, but it should really be something where people go like, wow, that's really amazing. Not something that you would wear on the streets. I mean, there's more recommendations, of course. You can, of course, also go start your weekend at the Boiler.
The Boiler. That's maybe for me, yeah.
One of the most famous gay bathhouses in Europe. And right next to the Boiler is also the so-called Club Sauna, which is on some days connected to Boiler, but on many other days it's separated. And on Friday they have an extra tin evening, so for trans, intersex and non-binary people, for example also for gay trans men, if they want to go to a more trans-inclusive event. Of course Boiler is also always trans-inclusive as well, but if you really want to have them more really specifically for trans, intersex and non-binary people, then the Club Sauna on Friday evening would be perfect.
Sounds like a safe place.
Yeah, well, if you want to go more in the jockstrap and sportswear outfit, then of course you can go to the Revolver party. That's another very famous gay party in Berlin that has been there for I don't know how many years, but for quite a long time already. There you will be very welcome with your harness and sportswear outfit. And otherwise, of course, Lab. There's always an idea.
Laboratory.
Laboratory.
But where I always believe, I know, but the people always ask what the difference between Berghain and laboratory.
So they're run by the same people, they're in the same building, but they have a separate entrance. So when you're basically looking at the main entrance of Berghain, you need to go left around the building to come to the entrance of laboratory. And check out the website, because you're only allowed to enter during 2 hours, and after that the doors will close. Nobody will be allowed to go in anymore. You can still get out, but no new people can come in. And on Friday they have the regular Friday fuck 2 for 1, so you get 2 drinks for the price of 1, not 2 fucks.
I thought 2 drinks for or whatever. Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of their most famous parties. So expect a steamy night.
Dress code?
No, for the Friday party there's usually no dress code, but still I would try to go a little bit more into the kinky vibe. Sportswear can also be fine, harness, and not so strict dress code, but I would try to...
But door policy, how about that? It's
a gay party. There's no...
Men only, right?
Yeah. Yes, it's men only. It's a male gay party, but I mean, the bouncers always decide over whether somebody's allowed in or not, but it's not as infamous a door policy like Berghain, for example. And
Berghain, I guess it's a bit more difficult to get inside, but Berghain is Saturday, I think, right?
Yes, Berghain is in any case only Saturday. On Fridays you have the Panorama Bar that it's open. It's in the same building than Berghain, but the actual Berghain only opens on Saturday, midnight Saturday to Sunday. Okay,
so Friday is done now.
Yes.
We go to Saturday, and Saturday is the day where the actual Pride demonstration is also. It starts around 12 for the first track. Yeah, you can find the route online, of course. And the Pride parade demonstration, as most of the time it goes, depending on the track you are going with, it takes until 8, 9.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
it'll be a long afternoon and evening, yes.
Yeah, and we will work there that day, of course, again. And after that?
Well, not only even after that, you also, I mean, first of all, I would always say, go demonstrate for your fucking rights. But let's say you really know, I really don't want to go to a big crowd of people in the middle of the streets. I really want to go to another fuck party on Saturday. I'm sorry, you will have to beep a lot out.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could, for example, then go to the day rave of the Gegen and pornceputal, 2 very legendary queer positive kinky parties in Berlin joining force together on Saturday, and their party already starts in the early afternoon.
That's an alternative to this night stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Berlin is famous for that. Berlin has no curfew, Berlin has no closing time for bars and clubs.
You can learn all this on his tours.
It's a very interesting story. It actually goes back to when the city was already divided, but before the wall was built. And East Berlin and West Berlin were constantly fighting over which one is the coolest by having the longest curfew, the longest opening hours for clubs. But that's the reason why Berlin today has no curfew, and you can actually go to a club at night and stay the entire day, 24 hours, 48 hours. You sometimes have 72-hour parties going on. That's not that unusual in Berlin, and of course then also day raving, yes.
Day rave, but let's go to the night again. Saturday night, there was this song. I don't want to sing it now. But Saturday night we go where? Saturday
night you could either again go to KitKat or Berghain. They have their regular parties on Saturdays. The Carnival Bazaar at KitKat and the legendary Clubnacht at Berghain. And both will of course be very Pride influenced that evening. But if you really want to go to more hardcore party, then again Laboratory right next to Berghain might be a possibility. They have a special naked party for Pride on Saturday, so no dress code except for being naked. And you can really, I mean, the Laboratory is the most hardcore sex club in the world, so you can really expect a very saucy, do you say that saucy? Sleazy, kinky party at Laboratory.
Do you know how many people get in this club?
In general, I would say about 2,000 people.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun for guys who like it. But there is a code check where you give your stuff, or how does it work?
So usually at Laboratory you get a bag where you can then, a big huge trash bag where you can then put all your clothes in there. That bag has a number, and that number is then also written with a thick pen on your shoulder.
On the meat.
On the meat, yes.
Yeah.
So you will not be able to lose your number actually.
Okay.
All your drinks also written on that number, and when you're finished for the night, you go then back. You show your number on your shoulder, you get back your bag, and you pay for your drinks, and that's it. It's very easy.
The problem is when I have to give all my stuff away, where can I carry my phone to do the Instagram story in Berghain or Lab?
Yeah, well, that's the thing about Berlin parties, especially, of course, of those parties. Photos and videos are strictly forbidden. You are not allowed to even take your phone into many of those clubs. At KitKat, for example, you must give up your phone.
Okay.
At Laboratory for the Naked Party, obviously, too. At Berghain, for example, and at many other clubs, they put stickers on your phone's camera when you get in. So even in those parties that might not be so on the sexual side, or they will still be very... people don't like to see people taking photos and videos in Berlin clubs.
Privacy is very important there.
Yeah.
Especially
clubs
when
are very often safer spaces for marginalized communities. Sometimes even very often places also for people to explore with their sexuality. So they have a very strict policy. What happens in those spaces stays in those spaces. If you say, okay, no, KitKat, Berghain, Lab, it's all too huge, too big, too many people. You can also, not only Saturday, all of these days, you can also go to one of the more smaller clubs and places in Berlin. You have so many places in Berlin that have positive parties, that are positive venues in by itself. You have, for example, Ficken 3000.
I heard
it's a
it.
famous location in Neukölln. You have Quälgeist, Böse Buben, which are more BDSM, small clubs, bars. You have, of course, cruising cinemas like the Jacks in the Schöneberg district in the neighborhood of Berlin. There's so many, really. It would be too much to mention them all of them now. But an easy way to find out is just go to siegessäule.de. I guess we can also put a link
That's not a problem,
in the caption. And there you find a calendar with all these small locations as well that they are offering.
We survived the Saturday night. And now it's Sunday.
Yeah.
Where should we go, Jeff?
Well, maybe you want to chill a little bit, cool down again, or heat up
Yeah.
at the sauna, at
Yes,
Boiler.
of course.
Of course, Sundays at Boiler is already incredibly full and busy. It will be especially also the case for the Pride weekend.
And I know they have on Sunday, they have a docking event, means they are docking with the club sauna. And you could actually book tickets for that, for the Sunday afternoon, to get in, skipping the line through the club sauna, because they have 100 locker more there, so you don't have to wait at the main entrance of Boiler. And they are docked, so that means like Boiler and club sauna are one big venue, and that's, I think, really interesting. I don't know if they have tickets left, because you had to buy that in advance. You pay a bit more. I think the ticket was like 40 euro, and I think the normal Pride ticket is 33 for Boiler.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which is like a bit more than usually. Boiler is always a good decision, and maybe the place you can meet me.
Or if you want to still chill, but have a little bit more of a party vibe, you can go to the pool party at Maya, the Revolver pool party at Maya, a club at the RAW area in
I heard
Berlin.
about that area.
Yeah, it's a very nice outdoor pool that they have, and there you can chill and combine it with some more positive vibes as well.
But Jeff, we don't have you here for the chill vibe. I want to hear more about the hardcore vibes. You two guys?
Well, you can again go. Of course, you have the parties that are still going on at Berghain, at KitKat.
Until Monday, or?
At Berghain until Monday, yes.
Wow.
You can go to Berghain anytime during the day. In fact, it's actually a good idea to go to Berghain on the morning after breakfast. Usually it is, because then there's barely a queue.
Okay.
That could be different for Pride, so it might be different that day, but generally it's always a good idea to try Berghain on a Sunday morning after breakfast. And at KitKat, of course, also you have the Nachspiel, the party that's still going on from Saturday night, that continues then into the Sunday morning until late morning, noon. And at KitKat also on the Saturday evening again, you have the Sunday evening again, you have of course the Somnambule, the regular Sunday evening party. That's a bit more chill, there's not so strict a dress code then. Yeah, but if you really want to have more hardcore even, you can of course go to the Lab again. They have their piss party on Sunday.
Piss party?
Piss party, yeah.
Yellow Facts.
Yellow Facts.
I love that name. I love that name.
Yeah. Very famous party at Laboratory, happens several times a year, and you can expect, of course, for the Pride weekend for it to be very, very busy, of course. And again, remember, you can only enter during 2 hours. To check the website for what time you can enter, because after those 2 hours, nobody's allowed to get in anymore. So yeah, that's it for the really bigger, hardcore, sex-positive, kinky parties. But of course, there's so many parties in Berlin, and every party for Pride in Berlin is to some degree always positive, of course. Many clubs in Berlin have dark rooms as well. For example, SchwuZ. SchwuZ is a great place also to go if you want to really party in a very big but old traditional quote-unquote queer club, in the sense that it's a club that existed since the 70s. It's the oldest queer club in not only in Berlin but really in all of Germany. It has a very rich queer activist history, and of course they have a dark room as well, and of course they have also parties, queer parties that are happening all weekend long. They don't have a specific sex-positive party now for the Pride weekend, but every party at SchwuZ is of course always also positive party, and with the dark room, it's also guaranteed to be busy in there as well.
So Jeff, but the last question I would have to you concerning all these parties you named, which party will you attend?
I'm afraid I will actually not attend any party during that weekend, yes, because I am going to be very busy. First of all, I'm going to work at Pride during the entire Saturday, from morning to evening.
We will work together.
Yes, and then I'm a tour guide, so I will give tours during the Pride weekends. So I'll be very, very busy with that. I give tours about queer history, about sexual history in Berlin, about the club culture, and a very brand new tour that I started this year is the Kinky Taboos Berlin After Dark tour. That's actually perfect for people who come to Berlin and are still a little bit hesitant maybe of these kinky positive parties. Is it something for me? Because doing that tour, they will be able to, first of all, get a deep dive into 4 of the most important venues in Berlin. Those are KitKat and Berghain with Laboratory, of course, but also Atrium, a big, gigantic dominatrix and BDSM studio in Berlin, and Insomnia nightclub, a very important queer-friendly, positive nightclub in Berlin. And both Atrium and Insomnia, you also get a behind-the-scenes look, so you'll be able to actually enter those spaces, Insomnia, in case of Insomnia, before any party starts, and see those spaces actually from the inside, and get a feeling for it. Okay, is this actually something for me or not? So
it's kind of my YouTube channel going inside, and in Atrium I was in Atrium, but you have some other views on it, I think, and to be there like originally and see how the people working there, stuff like that, that's, I think, something really, really interesting. I just can recommend to watch his website, book a tour, just try it out. I think also the prices are very fair, but I ask you for the party you will go and you say you have to work, but which party would you go?
Which party I would go to? I think it would probably be the Piepshow or Berghain on Saturday night, I guess. Or if I wanted to go more chill, then I'll go probably to Boiler. Yeah, I think those would be my 3 favorite venues of those.
Thank you for all the information around the Pride 2025 weekend in Berlin. So guys, now you can write in the comments, are you in Berlin for Pride? If you are in Berlin, which party is your favorite? If you are not in Berlin and you would like to go to one of these parties, just comment below the video, or if we forgot anything, just comment, and I hope this video was helpful for you. We see us in one of the next episodes. We also will go to Quälgeist very soon, which Jeff also mentioned. So some of these places mentioned you will see in the future. Don't forget to subscribe also to his Instagram. I will link all this stuff in the video description, and we see us next time. Bye bye.
Bye.